All right, Illini fans, we watched a big pile of poop play today, and it was extremely pathetic. So let's go ahead and break it down a little bit. We'll start with individual players. Coleman Hawkins, he needs to transfer. He's useless. 11 games in, and for the most part, he's been worthless. Even against inferior competition, he's worthless. He's a beta simp. He needs to transfer. For those of you that had hope he would be good, it hasn't happened. It's not going to happen. For those of you that have the nerve to believe those idiots who tweet that he could be drafted in the second round of the NBA draft, it's amazing. There's people that will believe anyone who puts a tweet out. Someone tweeted something. They'll believe that. But when watching the game with their own eyes, they're delusional. They deny the truth that they see. You cannot watch Coleman Hawkins and say to yourself, that's an NBA player. What is it about him that's an NBA player? Is it his amazing scoring ability? No. Is it his amazing rebounding ability? No. Is it his amazing defense? No. What is it then? His amazing shooting? No. You tell me, what is it about his game that is appealing to the NBA? I'm waiting for it. Go to the comments. Tell me what he has that the NBA wants. Because I'm telling you right now, he doesn't have a single thing. He can't score. He can't rebound. He doesn't play defense that good. He can't shoot. He can't shoot. He can't do anything. There's nothing he can do. Matthew took advantage of the inferior competition. Good for him. 9 for 12 from the floor. 21 points, 7 rebounds. Coleman, 31 minutes, 5 lousy rebounds, 9 lousy points. What a joke. Sky Clark, he had his moments for like maybe 1 minute, but other than that, not a good game. Jay Neps, not a good game. Terrence Shannon, not a good game. 5 for 12 from the floor. 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 18 points in 34 minutes. Like I said, Terrence Shannon Jr., he's really struggling bad because I really believe the weight he carries of trying to make it to the NBA is just too much for him. He really, really, really needs to just take a step back, forget about the NBA, and just play basketball. But easier said than done. So I just think he's being crushed by the weight of it all. Ty Rogers did nothing. Dane, only 12 minutes of play. Harris did nothing. Melendez did nothing. So after 11 games in, I am convinced that Coleman Hawkins and RJ Melendez need to transfer. I am convinced that they're both beta male simps, and I am convinced that they'll never, ever be the kind of player that we think they should be, or that even they should be. So I'm pulling the plug on them. If I'm the head coach, I'm going to call them in the office. I'm going to admit I was wrong about them. I'm going to admit that we evaluated them incorrectly. And I'm going to admit that I made a mistake. But mistakes can be rectified. The transfer portal is such that anyone can transfer and you can play immediately. So I wish you the best, but you got to go. So Coleman Hawkins and RJ Melendez, they need to be removed from this program. they have nothing to offer. All right. We go to team stats so we can really see how bad this was. Once again, they shot more threes than they did free throws, which is a recipe for disaster because this team is a terrible three-point shooting team. 25% from three. 7 out of 27. That is horribly bad. That is extremely horrible. The free throw shooting, 13 out of 23, 56 lousy percent. They should be fined. Literally. They're making NIL money. They should be fined with that money for shooting this poorly. You out rebounding them, whoop-de-woo. That's no accomplishment. 9 lousy assists. They only had 2. But you're Illinois, you're ranked, and you only have 9 assists? Pathetic. 18 turnovers. How do you have 18 turnovers again in a game against this kind of quality opponent? That is lackadaisical, it's lazy, uninspired, and just worthless. And I tell you what, Brad Underwood, he's not going to have anything nice to say to the team. But honestly, I don't know what Brad can do now. He's yelled at them. He's cursed at them. He's probably even threatened playing time. It hasn't worked. I'm sure he's even tried to hug them and give them milk and cookies, but that hasn't worked. I honestly look at Brad today and I see a coach that he doesn't know what to do. He just can't see any hope. And I don't know what he can do. I think he just needs to pull the plug, call out the players that need to be called out, and then have them transfer. Because it's not going to change. Coleman needs to go. RJ needs to go. And I will let anyone else know. I will let any of my freshmen know. You're freshmen now. I don't expect a whole lot from you. But your sophomore year, if you come out and play like RJ Melendez, you can leave too. I only want players on this team who are going to get better, and that's going to help us win in the tournament. So I know if you're very optimistic, you're thinking to yourself, well, they can turn this around. You know, they can shoot more free throws than they do threes. They can make some free throws. Coleman Hawkins will step up. He'll have good games. He'll be able to lead the team. And the freshmen will play better, more consistent. And it'll all work out. They'll go to the tournament. They'll win in the tournament. They'll make it out of the second round. You know, all that good stuff. Well, let me tell you, it's not going to happen. Coleman Hawkins is not going to turn it around. RJ Melendez, he's not going to turn it around. The freshmen are not going to be good this year. They're going to have moments where they're going to be good, but overall, they're not going to be good. They're not those kind of freshmen. They're not special, and that's okay. So I think overall, they got the potential to be good in the future, but just not right now. And that's okay. Dane, they got to figure it out. They're not using Dane to the best of his ability. And if you're going to waste a young man like that, just have him transfer. I think Dane needs a transfer. Not because he's been worthless, but because the players around him are worthless and they don't know how to use him to the best of his ability. So if I was Dane, I would transfer Once again, not because he's played bad or worthless. It's because his teammates are worthless and they don't know how to use him. So that's my advice to Dane. You know, some people will wait until the ship is under the water before they want to think about surviving. You have the other group of people that will see the ships taking water and immediately will take action to survive. Many Illini fans are the latter. They'll wait for this team to go completely under when it's too late, and then they'll want the team to win. It's not going to happen. This team is sinking. There's no hope. The time is now to survive, and you got to get out. So let's see RJ and Coleman transfer because they're worthless. Let's see Dane transfer because he's not being used correctly. And let's hope that the freshmen will develop and become really good players in the future because that would be really great. I think they can, but they got to do it. It doesn't matter what I think, they got to do it. Hopefully we get some other recruits in here that can be good, turn this around. But you never know until they play, right? So let me know in the comments. What are you guys' thoughts? Do you agree that Coleman Hawkins needs to transfer because he's worthless? Do you agree that RJ Melendez needs to transfer because he's worthless? Do you agree that Dane needs to transfer because he's not being used correctly? Do you agree that this is a bad team and there is no way, and I mean no way, are they getting out of the second round of the tournament if they make the tournament? They're not getting out of the second round again. That will be 3 years in a row that they don't make it out of the second round of the tournament. And honestly, this team, as bad as they shoot threes and free throws, they honestly might lose the first round game. I'm going to see who they play, and I will not be shocked if they lose in the first round of the tournament. And honestly, neither should you. So that's going to be the big question. Brad Underwood losing 3 years in a row in the second round of the tournament. Will there be talks of him being possibly fired? It's going to be interesting. I think you really got to think about it. You got to start to think about it. 3 years in a row, and you can't get out of the second round tournament. You really got to start to think about it. But let's let the newest recruits come in, and let's see what they can do. Because I think the future is bright. We have some recruits coming in, and maybe, just maybe, they can turn this around. And we do have, at least one, and maybe even up to 4 recruits who will be ranked in the top 30 in the nation. And that will really make a difference. So we should be getting even better recruits coming up. I know Morez Johnson for St. Rita. I know he's doing really good right now. And then, of course, his teammate James Brown. And, of course, they have another teammate, Melvin Bell. And then they have another teammate. Can't really pronounce his name, but St. Rita has 4 players that can pretty much go anywhere they want to. And all 4 of them just might end up at Illinois. That's crazy. So St. Rita is loaded. They are loaded. And then, of course, we got the Fear brothers and Joliet. One of the brothers, of course, going to Michigan State, selling out and going to Michigan State over Illinois. I just hate to see that. I just really do. He's got a younger brother. Maybe he'll go to Illinois. Hopefully. I just really hate to see our best talent leave and go play for someone else when, what's wrong with our school? We have the stadium, we have the weight room, we have the facilities, we have the NIL money, we have, I don't know, we have everything you want. So, but, one day maybe we'll be able to get all the best players from our state when we have them. So, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. Those are my thoughts on the situation. I said last year, as they won the Big Ten, I was saying all year that they were a bad team, that this would be the worst team ever to win the Big Ten regular season, and they were. And in the second round of the tournament, they proved it. Heck, in the first game of the tournament, they proved it, but they got a win. Almost lost that game. So, once again, I'm not going to wait until they're down at halftime in the tournament to tell you that they have no chance. I'm going to tell you right now, 11 games in, and this video will be here for you to see. I'm telling you, 11 games in, this is a bad team. I don't care if they win the Big Ten. This is a bad team. They are going to get whooped in the tournament. I guarantee it. They can't shoot free throws. They can't shoot threes. They don't pass the ball. They don't move without the ball. They're incapable of running offense for whatever reason. I don't know why, but this is a bad team. And right now, you have early rankings for teams. Let's let the whole year play out, and then we can see, who's really good. Was Texas really the second best team in the country? I mean, were they really? Probably not. So everything will sort itself out throughout the rest of the year, and we'll see how Illinois stacks up. But honestly, just about every team in college basketball this year sucks. There's no team that's just so great right now. So could Illinois beat Purdue? Yeah, they could. Could they beat Gonzaga or Houston or anyone else? Yeah, they could. It's possible. But is it likely? No, it's not. All right. Those are my thoughts, and I stand by them. Let me know your guys in the comments.